Welcome, and thank you for joining the LMBSC Player Director family. We're excited to have you on board. As a player director, you play a key role in making our program successful and ensuring the best recreational soccer experience for the entire LMBSC community. In this onboarding video, we'll guide you through the essentials of team formation, from team sizes and league policies to helpful tips, school groupings, and managing our amazing volunteer coaches. We'll also walk you through a step-by-step tutorial on how to use our team formation platform, Playmetrics, to make sure every player has the best experience possible. Let's dive in and get started. As a player director, you'll play a key role in making our program run smoothly. Here's a quick overview of your responsibilities. 1. Team formation. Assign players and coaches to teams, ensuring adherence to our standards and procedures. 2. Communications. Answer family questions about team placement and assist coaches with team management tools. 3. Coach recruitment. Help recruit additional coaches as needed. 4. Uniform and equipment pickup. Assist with distributing uniforms and equipment to coaches. You'll also hand out team rosters at this time. 5. Award presentations. Help present awards to champion and finalist teams during the spring season. Such a fun opportunity to celebrate our players. Let's take a closer look at the team formation process. Here's how we ensure a fair and organized system for placing players. First come, first served. Our top priority is to assign players based on the order they registered, using their registration timestamp, the date they signed up. Exception. The only exception to this rule is if a coach registers late. If a parent is coaching, their child will automatically be placed on that coach's team. Other placement criteria. After placing the coach's child, players will be assigned in the following order. Date of registration. The registration date will always take precedence over special requests and other considerations. Special requests. Special requests are submitted during registration, but they are not a priority. They will only be considered in the order of the player's registration date. Neighborhood or school area. Our goal is to have recreational players play with their neighborhood and school friends. This is a key consideration when forming teams, and it will be done based on the registration date. By following these guidelines, we ensure that team placements are fair and transparent for everyone. Let's review team roster sizes. But first, let's review the meaning of 1. Minimum team size, 2. Team size, and 3. Maximum team size to ensure we're all on the same page. 1. Minimum team size. This is the required number of players for a team to be considered official. If a team has fewer than the minimum size, it cannot be included in the game schedule. 2. Ideal team size. This is the number we strive for on each team. Until a team reaches the ideal size, players may be added at any time. The ideal size can only be exceeded with the coach's permission, and then only up to the maximum team size. 3. Maximum team size. This is the maximum number of players a team can have. The team should not exceed this number, but the coach can add players up to this limit if necessary. These guidelines ensure we maintain balanced teams, so everyone has a fair and enjoyable experience. You're probably asking yourself, well, what are those numbers exactly? No worries, we are going to address that next. Now, let's go over the team roster sizes for each division. Pre-K division. Game format. 3 versus 3, no goalkeeper. Roster size. Minimum, 5. Team size, 6. Maximum, 7. Kindergarten division. Game format. 4 versus 4, no goalkeeper. Roster size. Minimum, 6. Team size, 8. Maximum, 9. First grade division. Game format. 4 versus 4, no goalkeeper. Roster size. Minimum, 6. Team size, 8. Maximum, 9. Second grade division. Game format. 6 versus 6, 5 players plus goalkeeper. Roster size. Minimum, 8. Team size, 10. Maximum, 12. Third grade division. Game format. 7 versus 7, 6 players plus goalkeeper. Roster size. Minimum, 10. Team size, 12. Maximum, 14. Fourth grade division. Game format. 7 versus 7, 6 players plus goalkeeper. Roster size, minimum 10. Team size 12, maximum 14. Now on to 5th grade and older. 5th grade division. Game format, 9 versus 9, 8 players plus goalkeeper. Roster size, minimum 12. Team size 14, maximum 16. 6th grade division. Game format, 9 versus 9, 8 players plus goalkeeper. Roster size, minimum 12. Team size 14, maximum 16. 7th and 8th grade division. Game format, 11 versus 11, 10 players plus goalkeeper. Roster size, minimum 15. Team size 17, maximum 18. High school divisions. Game format, 11 versus 11, 10 players plus goalkeeper. Roster size, minimum 15. Team size 18, maximum 22. With these sizes, we ensure that all players get a fair opportunity to participate while maintaining the integrity of the competition. LMBSC is grounded in the idea that soccer should be fun and played with friends from your neighborhood and school. While we understand that some families may choose travel soccer for its additional training and competition, we believe it's just as important for players to enjoy the game alongside their local community. That's why we have strict criteria for allowing travel soccer players to register for recreational teams. This ensures players are joining our program with the right intent to continue having fun and playing with their neighborhood friends, not for competitive advantage. Any player rostered on a travel soccer team who wishes to register for recreational soccer must submit a request and receive permission before registering. Players cannot play down, for example, a 5th grader playing in the 4th grade division, but they may request to play up, for example, a 4th grader in the 5th grade division. This typically happens when a player is held back a school grade. Requests to play down are rarely granted. All requests must be sent to Lula Bauer at director@lmbsc.org. Roster disclosure. Do not share rosters or tell coaches who is on their team before rosters are handed out at uniform and equipment pickup. It's imperative that rosters are not shared ahead of time. Why? As registration continues, you may find yourself needing to rearrange players across teams to ensure balance. Once you share the roster, it's incredibly hard to go back without creating a lot of frustration and disappointment from families. We've all been there, let's avoid that. Coaches cannot select players for their team. Coaches must accept players if there is space on their team. Do not hold a spot for a player if a registered player is waiting to fill that spot. Team balance. Aim for balanced teams to ensure fair, competitive games. Try to have an even number of teams in each division for smoother scheduling. Even-numbered teams make for a better schedule. Odd-numbered teams result in byes and more Sunday games. Here are some helpful tips to keep things running smoothly. Check the database regularly. Keep an eye on the registration database to stay up to date on who has registered. Leave room for new registrants. As you assign players, try to leave some room on teams for new players, especially if registration is still open. Shuffling players. Sometimes you may need to shuffle players between teams. Be flexible and move players around to ensure balanced teams. Do not give coaches their rosters before the uniform and pickup meeting. This ensures that everyone gets their team assignments at the same time, maintaining fairness. Notify Carolinia when teams are full. Once all teams in your division are full, let Carolinia know so we can close registration for that division. Group players by school or neighborhood. Using a player's school or neighborhood to group them works well and is often appreciated by families as it keeps them in familiar groups. Now, let's take a look at the major school groupings on the west side of Route 1 to help with team creation. First major grouping: Bush Hill Elementary, Rose Hill Elementary, Claremont Elementary. Second major grouping: Hayfield Elementary, Island Creek Elementary, Lane Elementary. These groupings are designed to minimize driving distances for families and help streamline the team formation process. While teams are usually formed by school, the late registration period may require some flexibility. These groupings will serve as a guide to help you create teams efficiently. Now, let's look at the major school groupings on the east side of Route 1. First major grouping, Stratford Landing Elementary, Waynewood Elementary. Second major grouping, Fort Hunt Elementary. These groupings will help you form teams efficiently while keeping driving distances reasonable for families on the east side of Route 1. But keep in mind, now that the Toddway bypass is opened, connecting the southern end of Route 1 can give families an ability to be placed on a team located in either the east or west side. Here's a visual to help you see the locations of the elementary schools on the east side of Route 1. Use this map as a guide when forming teams for east side divisions. It will help you ensure that teams are geographically balanced and that driving distances for families are minimized. For the 7th and 8th grade team formation, here are some helpful tips to ensure everything goes smoothly. Group by middle school. Use the middle schools as a guide for team formation. This will help keep players within their school community and minimize travel. Flexibility with registrations. Since middle schoolers may have different schedules or preferences, flexibility is key. Be prepared to make adjustments as necessary. Before finalizing a team and assigning a coach, please check with the assigned coach to make sure the assignment works. If a group of players is ready, but there's no coach, here are a few things you can do. Ask a registered assistant coaches if they'd be willing to step up as the head coach. If needed, reach out to the families of the players on the team and ask if anyone would be willing to step up and coach. Sometimes a couple of parents will team up to coach together. Especially in the younger age groups, no soccer playing or coaching experience is necessary. We have practices session created that will help. Don't hesitate to look for help from high school age players, older siblings, uncles, or even grandparents. There are perks to being the head coach can select the practice day, time, and location. It's never a good idea to assign an assistant coach to a head coach without confirming with the head coach first. Your team's coaching staff chemistry is very important. If you need help recruiting coaches, here are a couple of sample recruiting coaches letters that you can use. These letters are available in Playmetrics Club resources under Rec Soccer and then Player Directors resources. Feel free to customize them as needed to reach out to parents or others who might be interested in coaching. Now it's time to get hands-on and meet our registrar extraordinaire, Carolina Guido Parada. Carolina will guide you through the Playmetrics team formation process. When it's time to start forming teams, we recommend having this presentation open on your phone so you can follow along while working on your laptop. It'll make the process much smoother, especially for first-timers. First, log into your account. In the upper left-hand corner, you'll see Player Contact. Click on that area, and then change your role to Director. Once you've switched to Director, click on Teams, then select Team Assignments. Don't be alarmed. When you click on Team Assignments, you might see last season's coach names listed. That's just how Playmetrics works. It copies the previous season's data. Keep in mind, you might have more or fewer teams than what you're seeing. But no worries, we'll guide you on how to easily update the coach names. It's a simple process. Once you have your team assignments up, look at the upper right-hand corner and click on Edit Assignments. This is where you can click on the coach's name if you need to make any changes to the coaching assignments. Also, the filter option is used to set up columns with player information when assigning teams, based on team formation criteria. Unlike the columns that are on the screen, it is recommended to set up your columns in this order: players' names, date of registration, school, special request, grade, and birth date. It gives you a bird's eye view of the criteria of forming teams. To set up your columns, click on Filter and you can organize your columns as seen on the screen. Now it's time to create teams. All you need to do is drag and drop players into their respective teams. You did it. You made it through our onboarding presentation, and that means you're officially all in. We couldn't do what we do for our amazing LMBSE community without dedicated volunteers like you. and we are incredibly grateful for your time, effort, and commitment. Now that you have the tools and understanding of how we form teams the LMBSC way, you're ready to dive in. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Carolina for Playmetric support or to Brenda Valencia for anything related to program policy. Thank you for stepping up and being a vital part of this community. Together, we'll make this season one to remember.